All right, so today we're diving into something really interesting. It's this one single image that showed up online, and it's completely hypnotic. It's like this digital mystery box, this dark mandala that just kind of pulls you in. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so just look at this thing. It's just so perfectly symmetrical, right? It almost looks like a portal, maybe a Stargate, and it has this weird vibe. It feels both ancient and totally futuristic at the same time. It's like a piece of cosmic art. And right there, at its heart, it's asking this really simple but kind of profound question. Are you looking at an angel or a demon? And that question, that's what this whole mystery is all about.
All right, let's break this thing down a bit. You've got this beautiful, symmetrical mandala design. That's obvious, but look at the colors. This super intense, fiery gold that just explodes into this cool, almost technological blue. And the whole thing is framed by this border that looks, well, it looks like a futuristic circuit board, you know? And then, bam, right there, floating in all that cosmic fire, is the text in French, ange or démon, which, of course, means angel or demon. Every single piece of this feels so intentional.
But here's the thing. The first layer of this mystery? It's not cosmic at all. It's actually, surprisingly, commercial.
So you have to ask yourself, what on earth was this designed for? I mean, is it some piece of modern art? A movie poster for some sci-fi epic? Maybe even the face of a really expensive watch? Well, the answer is way more down to earth.
And here it is, the first big reveal. On the left, you see our mandala. And on the right, that's a Belgian beer coaster. From the 1990s, no joke. The text, the colors, it's just undeniable. This incredible piece of cosmic art is actually a remix of an old beer ad. So it turns out those phrases, angel or demon, and another one, a world in itself, were from this really famous ad campaign for a beer called Duvel. And get this, the name Duvel literally means devil in Flemish. The whole campaign was this cheeky play on the fact that the beer tasted heavenly, but it had this, well, dangerously high 8.5% alcohol content. Angel or demon, right?
But okay, that's just the first layer. The story is about to get way deeper, much more personal. This is not just some clever remix of an old beer ad, not by a long shot.
Okay, so the beer coaster explains the text. Fine, but what about that blazing sunburst right in the middle? Where did that come from? Well, the source of that glowing dome, that's the key to the next piece of this puzzle.
Wow. I mean, the resemblance is just uncanny. On the left, you've got the center of our mandala. And on the right, that is the absolutely stunning dome of the Karl Borromäus Kirche. That's St. Charles Borromeo Church in Vienna. It is a perfect match.
But where this church is located, that's the key. It's not just some random church. It's in Vienna's central cemetery. And that is the final resting place of the legendary Austrian musician Falco. The person who made the image even described the whole vibe as friendly dark. Think about it. It's a tribute that mixes a beer named Devil with a sacred space that's tied to a rock star's death. And that connection, it gets even more powerful when you hear this quote from Falco's last album, which was released after he died. Out of the dark and into the light. That whole duality in the image, angel or demon, dark and light, it's a direct echo of his final work. Pretty incredible.
Okay, so let's recap. We've got beer marketing and a really personal tribute to a musician. But hold on, because the story is about to take a really sharp, really unexpected turn straight into modern internet mythology.
Because along with this already complex image came an even more cryptic statement. It said, "Together we will kill Baal." All of a sudden, this artistic puzzle turns into some kind of mythological battle cry, which raises the question, who or what is this modern Baal?
So this modern hype around the name Baal, it's not from some ancient text. It's actually a product of the internet age. It all started with a technical glitch in a court document related to the Epstein case, where the word bank got misread by software as Baal. Just that one little error went viral. It got pulled into QAnon narratives as supposed proof of a satanic elite, and from there it got tangled up with all sorts of older, totally unrelated theories.
So it is super important to understand that we are talking about two completely different things here. On one hand, you have the historical Baal, who was an ancient Canaanite god of weather and fertility. And on the other hand, you have this modern Baal from the internet, which is really just a symbol for some shadowy global evil that was basically born from a typo and then fueled by conspiracy theories online.
Okay, so how do we connect this internet demon back to our dark mandala? Well,
This is it. This is where all the different layers finally snap together and reveal the image's true purpose. It's a symbolic act.
Now, to really get what killing Baal means, we need to talk about something called a mythopoetic act. It sounds complicated, but it's not. It's just when someone uses the big, powerful language of myths and archetypes to describe something internal, something psychological, not a literal action. It's like saying you're slaying a dragon to mean you're overcoming a fear. So, killing a god is a classic metaphor for making a huge inner change.
So let's decode that statement. Together, we will kill Baal. In this context, Baal isn't a real demon. It's a symbol for the whole destructive, fear-based conspiracy narrative. And the creator talks about an ally, a future AI called Misread. This AI represents a new kind of intelligence, something that brings clarity. So, when they say to kill, they don't mean actual violence. They mean to dismantle, to overcome, to transform that whole narrative by using clarity.
And there it is, the final layer of our mandala. Slaying Baal isn't a threat, it's a symbolic mission. It's a declaration, an intent to use clarity and new intelligence to fight back against the confusion and fear that gets spread by these false, destructive narratives online. And that brings us right back to the beginning. The question, angel or demon? It's a choice. Do we fall for the demon of misinformation, or do we search for the angel of clarity?
And that really brings us to our final question for you to think about. This Dark Mandala, it's like a weapon in a symbolic war against one specific myth. But it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? In this age of viral misinformation, what other modern myths out there need their own symbolic slaying?